Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Love to do those 1940s radio-style voices. Okay. On the Russian TV show 60 Minutes, Vitaly Tretyakov, the dean of the Moscow State University School of Television, said about U.S. sanctions on Russia, "Let's turn this into a headache for Trump. If you want us to support you in the elections, do what we say." This is a symptom. A new world order is being born, and you and I have to stop it. Those who loathe us may be getting stronger. More important, they may be pulling together more tightly than ever before, pulling together against us. And we may be getting weaker. Despite the bully boy rhetoric of our president, for example, and sometimes because of the bully boy rhetoric of our president. For example, Turkey is one of the oldest NATO allies, one of our oldest allies. But today, Turkey's strongman President Recep Tayyip Erdogan made an emergency call to, guess who? Vladimir Putin. Erdogan said that the fall of his country's currency, due to American sanctions, was about to cause World War III. Then Putin and Erdogan talked about increasing trade and military ties. Meanwhile, North Korea is quietly mass-producing missiles and nuclear warheads. The very thing that Donald Trump is absolutely convinced that he managed to persuade Kim Jong-un to stop producing. And today, Iran test-fired a ballistic missile for the first time in a year. And Fox News reports that Turkey, Iran, and Russia as Donald Trump likes to pronounce it, are bonding against the USA over our tariffs and sanctions. But all of this is just a symptom. The Russian alliance is getting stronger while the Western alliance is being undermined. You can see it in a warning that Russia issued today against us. Russia's Prime Minister, Dmitry Medvedev, told us that if we level sanctions against Russian banks, we will be declaring economic war. Medvedev explained that Russia will hit us with three sorts of punishments: economic punishments, political punishments, and punishments of other kinds, punishments by other means. Those other means might be military, or just as ominously, they might be cyber attacks. Perhaps attacks on our water supply and our electrical infrastructure. As of this minute, the White House has not responded. There's a reality beneath this surface. For 70 years, a face-off between two alliances has kept us free of world wars. On one side has been what North Korea's Kim Jong-un calls the Socialist Alliance. That's Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Syria, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. On the other side has been NATO. But there's a problem. Our allies feel that Donald Trump is bashing them and kissing up to Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and Kim Jong-un. They feel that he loves Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and Kim Jong-un more than he loves them, that he respects these three dictators more than he respects them, and they are probably right. Trump cozies up to bully boys, especially bullies he thinks are bigger than he is, and he thinks he thinks Putin is bigger than he is. Meanwhile, Trump is blind to the cyber wars being waged by Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China against American businesses, against the American government, and against you and me. These cyber wars are not just against the USA. They are against something far bigger and far more important. They are against the entire concept of democracy. The Socialist Alliance's cyber and information attacks are designed to divide us, and they are working. Instead of being firm against Russian and Chinese cyber attacks, we're turning on each other. Today, conservative author Mark Stein, who can be an absolute hoot and is sometimes extremely perceptive, said that Special Counsel Robert Mueller is a bigger threat than Vladimir Putin. There are consequences to having a president who loves military parades but is blind to the tiny, insidious, invisible cyber warfare. The heads of our nation's 17 intelligence agencies are doing their best to counter cyber warfare. They are using the resources that they've got to the best of their ability, but they are aching for leadership. They are also aching for budgets. Roughly a $250 million budget to allow our intelligence agencies to stop cyber warfare against our electoral system was stopped dead in Congress within the last 6 weeks. Stopped dead. In fact, U.S. News and World Report, I mean, what are these guys aching for? Again, leadership from a commander-in-chief, which is what a commander-in-chief is all about. In fact, U.S. News and World Report says that we are behind our adversaries in cyber capabilities. We need to put in money, people power, and we need to not just catch up, but to get ahead of our cyber enemies. Most important, NATO is in trouble. When you face off against the kid up the street who's been bullying you, whether you win or lose depends on how many brothers and friends, how many really big brothers and friends you can bring to the battle. The guy with the greatest number of brothers and the biggest ones wins. We are losing our friends and brothers. The Socialist Alliance, the axis of evil, is gaining in brothers and friends. NATO is in trouble because it works for a reason. It works because our allies believe they have the rock-hard support of the United States. And right now, they don't believe that support is there. Which means that as the Socialist Alliance gains strength, our alliance may be growing weaker, despite our strongman show of tariffs and sanctions. This is Howard the Humongous, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make. Or, want to know why? Ask how. And now, God damn, where is that little off button? I think I've found it.